you're asked to find the midpoint between 2 points, you're usually given a formula something like this. Unfortunately, it's my experience if students don't understand where this comes from, they'll often sometimes subtract rather than add, and you know, me telling you that now won't ensure to get it the right way round unless you understand. So when finding the midpoint, we're finding the point exactly halfway between the two. That means we're halfway along, so that means we want to be the average of the x's, and we're halfway up, which means we want to be the average of the y's. So that means that the midpoint is the average point. Remember, to find the average, the mean average, we add them up and divide by 2. Okay, let's look at 3 examples. They're all pretty much the same, but it gets us doing it. So the average, we know the average is halfway along, so we know that halfway between 4 and 6 is 5, and between 8 and 0 is 4 to give us this point here. But using the formula, we'd add them together. 4 add 6 is 10, divided by 2 is 5. 8 add 0 is 4, and 8 add 0 is 8, and divided by 2 is 4. Okay, here's our next example. So when you've got some that are negative, some are positive, it's not always as clear where the middle is. It doesn't come as obvious, and we really do want to use the formula. Minus 2 plus 10 is 8. Half of 8 is 4, so it will be a 4. 8 and minus 4 is 4, and half of 4 is 2, so we've got 4, 2. And then we've got this one here. They're not always going to be whole numbers, so 5 plus 2 is 7, half of 7 is 3.5, or 7 over 2, and 1 and minus 3 is minus 2, and half of minus 2 is minus 1. So there we've got 7 over 2 and minus 1. I hope you found the video helpful. Stay in Infield with Winfield.